Hello there guys, welcome back to Younes Talks Football, welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all of you are doing well, man. I can't believe what we've witnessed again, man. This is just... there's many scenarios that I have to discuss here. Over the last 48 hours or so, we've been talking about many different things, and it's all accumulated, right? It's all culminated to this one moment now. Right, and we're gonna analyze that very shortly. Before I do, let me get some of the formalities out of the way. Firstly, socials are in the description. Twitter and Instagram are there. Make sure you follow me on those. And also, I bumped into there was someone with his two little kids who do watch my content, and I bumped into them earlier on, and they were really excited. So I thought I'd give them a shout out on video. Obviously, I did promise it to them. So shout out to Yusuf, Zakaria. I know you're watching. I hope you're good. Enjoy the content, and thank you for your support, and thank you for everything that you have done and said to me earlier on. So much appreciated to them and their dad, who I was speaking to as well. Shout out to both of you, and I hope you keep well. Take care of yourselves. Now, let's get into this, right? Chelsea Everton 2-2. This is mad, because we were actually getting excited about getting Real Madrid in the draw. There was some people going, yeah, we got Real Madrid. Yeah, we're gonna beat Real Madrid. Yeah, we're gonna beat Real Madrid. Okay, yeah, we're gonna beat Real Madrid. Nice. We're gonna beat Real Madrid like this. This is why I've been saying, right? And my prime aim isn't even to look at Real Madrid. Forget Real Madrid. And as I've said, I'm not scared of Real Madrid. I'm scared of us. This is why I'm scared of us. You think we do this against Real Madrid, we're going to get something? You're dreaming. But what did I say? I said, we need to see. Have we turned the corner? That was the question in the title in my preview yesterday for this game. Have we turned the corner? Now, I did predict a 2-0 win. But what did we do? We got 2-2 instead. And look at the way that we got 2-2. I have been looking at, is our form a reflection of us actually sorting certain problems in this squad and with Graham Potter out? Have we actually learned from past mistakes? Have we started to progress and move ourselves a little bit more forward? Today, and the way that we threw the game away was in a manner where we've just proven to ourselves that we've not actually learned from past mistakes. We actually haven't. And it's not even a case of I'm not even looking to the players so much on this one. On this one, I have to say, I'm looking to Graham Potter. Because those substitutions, and you look at the way and the times, look at the times that those subs were made. And who came on. It tells you everything you need to know. Everything you need to know. This is... the way that we conceded these goals, right? A lot of people underestimate just how hard it is to actually play defensive. And I'm going to come to that, because I feel like we got to go through the sequence. I've got to actually go through what went down, and then I will tell you. But all of a sudden, I think people have had a reality check that if we do this against the Real Madrid, we're getting cooked. Benzema will turn into Haaland on steroids. That's what would happen, right? And Haaland scored another hat-trick today. Benzema will probably score 6 against Chelsea at the Bridge, or even at the Bernabeu, if we even thought of showing up like this. Anyway, let's get cracking. In the terms of the lineup, who did we go with? We actually changed a little bit of a winning team, which I was actually a bit surprised. We went with Kepa in goal, Fofana, Koulibaly, Badiashile. Not entirely against that, because Badiashile, as I've said, although Cucurella to be dropped now, considering we've got an international break, I found a little bit counterproductive. Let Cucurella keep going. Badiashile will end up playing, like I explained in the preview. He's not in the Champions League squad. He is going to be playing Premier League games, as we've got 9 games in April. He's going to be playing Premier League games, as Cucurella will be playing Champions League, 100%. So, keep Cucurella on the form that he's on, and Badiashile will get game time when the time comes after the international break. Instead, we went with Badiashile. But again, the problems really weren't coming from Badiashile anyway, so it is what it is. The midfield, Kovacic, Enzo, Reece James, Chilwell as the wing-backs, of course, and the front three of João Felix, Kai Havertz, and Christian Pulisic. Which is where I was looking and thinking, okay, so Mudrik's not getting a game today then. Which I found a little bit weird, but anyway. And then we go through the paces. 0-0 we started the game actually as normal, quite bright. We start quite bright, got a little bit of energy, we're dominating, we're in possession a lot, we move forward, it's looking good, and then it begins to move a little bit flat, it begins to start getting flat, it all calms down, it all starts to get a little bit boring, it all starts to get a little bit slow. This is the thing with the first half and the way that it was, considering that we started off bright, and then we started to dip, it happens every single time, where it just goes flat. Whenever we're playing an opposition like Everton, for example, we're not playing, Champions League or something that's big on terms of the occasion. We turn everything down. Everything just goes down, and I'm like, why? Why does it have to go down? It doesn't have to go down. The end of the first half was just dire by everybody, not just Chelsea, Everton included. But Everton are happy to do that. Everton are happy to just sit back. We saw this, and I told you in the preview, Sean Dyche is going to set up his team to be able to just go, yeah, you know what, bring it. What you got? Bring it. I'm waiting. And it's just, I find it baffling how we slow the game down for ourselves. There's opportunities to go, and we don't. So it goes into half-time, it's 0-0, as expected. And then we come out for the second half, João Felix with the first goal. It's funny that with João Felix, we actually have to still hit the post for the ball to go in. So João Felix gets a goal, and I'm very, very happy for João Felix. It was a great goal. Off the rebound of the defender, lands for João Felix. He hits it low, straight through, I think, the legs of the defender. Hits a post, and it goes in. Great finish, right? Now, João Felix, today, his performance, I have to mention, because we've got the whole Mason Mount saga, right? João Felix today, albeit it wasn't a 10 out of 10 performance, but it just goes to show you that we will be okay. Regardless, we will be fine. Yeah, this Mason Mount stuff I will address tomorrow. It's got to be addressed tomorrow, so I'll be giving you guys a video tomorrow in terms of what I think, because I think it's pretty clear what he's going to be doing now. It's pretty clear he's not going to be staying. Yeah, and I've said that I felt this way. I felt pretty sure that he's not going to be staying for a little while now, right? And I'm seeing people act like it's Lionel Messi that's leaving Chelsea Football Club. We're going to come to some sort of reality check tomorrow in the video that I give you guys. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But Felix gets the first goal. Happy days. And then just not too long after we scored the first goal, right, 52nd minute, we score. 10 minutes later, we decide to make a substitution. A certain substitution. Normally, the past couple of games, it's been minute 67 and it's been minute 68. Against Dortmund, against Leicester. We've done it against Leeds as well, if I'm not mistaken. But today, minute 62, we came 5 minutes earlier than usual for Graham Potter to go, okay, Conor Gallagher, you're going on, mate. We're going to take off an attacker. We're going to take off Pulisic instead of bringing on Mudryk, for example, who's going to keep applying pressure and use his speed, considering the confidence he must have got from getting the assist in the last game. Now, we're going to throw that away. We're going to take off Pulisic. We're going to put on Gallagher in order to go to a 3-5-2, to add an extra midfielder and to maybe pack the midfield out so that Everton don't have enough space to play, right? Counterproductive. And you have to understand here, when I say Gallagher comes on and he's used to try and shut the game down, he's not used in the same way that, for example, John Obi Mikel was, where he's just sitting back as a DM and he's just destroy. Gallagher's actually moving forward to try and intercept higher up the pitch, to try and disrupt higher up, right? But he's used as an extra man in midfield to try and close all the possible lanes for the opposition to get through. That is what Gallagher's job is when we go from a 3-4-3 to a 3-5-2 and we bring on Gallagher to assist the midfield. Today, it backfired. Absolutely backfired. We bring on Gallagher in the 62nd minute, and not too long after, Everton score. Absolutely incredible. Decore with the finish. And it's baffling to see how a substitution like that, which sets Chelsea up to go ultra defensive, but not even ultra defensive properly. This is where I go to the point. Actually, you know what? I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait till after I talk about Everton's second goal for me to really talk about this whole going defensive, because you can only do that if you're certain. You have to be certain. If you're going to close shop, if you're going to, park the bus to an extent, you're going to go defensive, you're going to allow the opposition to have the ball, you have to be sure they're not getting through. You have to have certain things in place that they will not get through. Chelsea used to be able to do that. Hence why, when I see it, I'm happy to do it, because I know how underestimated it actually is and how difficult it actually is. People think it's easy. Yeah, no, just park the bus. The easiest tactic in the world. All right, you go and do it. You go and do it. This is the proof in the pudding. We go 1-1. Everton actually get a goal back through Decore. And then we decide to switch it on. Right? We decide to switch it on because we can. And then what happens? We look good on the right-hand side. Reece James gets himself into the box. Boom. Wins a penalty. Clear penalty as well. Tarkowski was an absolute... I don't have the words today, because every single time he was committing a foul. Commit a foul. You'd be surprised he was still on the pitch. Tarkowski really, really blew it for Everton in that aspect. But Everton ended up getting a point anyway. Concedes the penalty. It's a penalty. Kai Havertz steps up. Cool. Great penalty, great finish, 2-1 Chelsea. Okay, now we can rectify the mistake that we made after going 1-0 up with João Felix's goal, right? We can rectify it now. We can try and actually keep some sort of a momentum going forward. Try and actually maybe keep the ball. You can play a little bit defensive, but if you're actually going to go ultra defensive, if you're going to try and close the lines and then allow the opposition to have the ball, as I've said, you need to be sure that they're not going to get through. We don't do that. Every time we score the second goal, you'd think, instead of learning from the mistake of the first goal, how about this time, you know what we done to get the second goal? Keep that going. Keep the shape, stay disciplined, don't allow the opposition to have the ball. Keep moving the ball forward, keep wasting time. Take your time, wait for the opportunity to go forward. If you concede, okay, come forward, come deep, close those lines, get tight with your man, maybe even man mark, do not let Everton through. Win the ball back as quick as possible and then start moving the ball. Allow Everton to push forward, because they're going to be chasing for a goal, and then try and hit the ball, maybe over the top, maybe a nice through. You've got the players to do it. We didn't do that. Instead, what we did is we made the same mistake that we made after going 1-0 up. Graham Potter, after scoring the second goal, and we go 2-1 with Kai Havertz in the 76th minute, we decide 5 minutes later to make a certain couple of subs, which blew my mind. If I'm being completely, we took off. I said this right when I was watching the game. I said, "You watch, yeah. Now we're gonna take off either Kovacic or we're gonna take off Enzo. Gallagher's already on the pitch. We're gonna take off Kovacic or Enzo." Everton have scored 1-1. We've gone to 3-man midfield. We're gonna have to take off Kovacic or Enzo. Luckily, we get the second goal. He still decides to take off Kovacic and Enzo, or Enzo. He takes off Kovacic. He brings on Loftus-Cheek. What is the point? What's the point in that? Why? To try and make it more defensive. You've lost all balance in midfield by doing that. You take off Kovacic. Now we've got a midfield of Enzo, Loftus-Cheek and Gallagher. I don't understand if you actually truly get how scary that sounds. The balance doesn't exist in the midfield of those three. Enzo, Loftus-Cheek and Gallagher. That's catastrophic. It's catastrophic, because you're going to pile tons and tons of pressure on Enzo when you're on defensive transition. You're going to pack so much on him, and that's exactly what went down. Everton automatically, switch it up a notch, and they found it pretty straightforward for them to get through. 5 minutes later, we make another sub. We take off João Felix. This is where it blows my mind. Minute 86 and 87, we make 2 subs. It blows my mind. We're 2-1 up. We've already realised that going quite defensive doesn't seem to be working for us, because we're not set up in the correct way to actually execute it. Whereas if we actually want to go and score, we can take control of the game by holding the ball, right? We don't do that. We take off João Felix. We put on Chukwuemeka. We take off another one of the 2 last remaining attackers we have. We take him off. Havertz is now by himself, and we put Chukwuemeka on the pitch. We now have a 6-man midfield. We're playing in a 3-6-1 when you think about it. Havertz is the only attacker there. We've got Enzo, Gallagher, Loftus-Cheek, Chukwuemeka and the wing-backs. It's insanity. And then one last substitution for the fun of it. Take off Fofana, yeah? Take off Fofana. Probably our best central defender, at least today. Badiashile, you could say Koulibaly blew it. Fofana, take him off and bring on Chalobah. Why? What's the point? What's the point in that? You've got Mudryk to use. Maybe if you want to bring on someone who's a bit dynamic, maybe give Kante 5 minutes, yeah? Or unless if you're unsure of his fitness, then why is he on the bench? Yeah, simple as that. If he's on the bench, it means he can play at least a few minutes, yeah? Use him. If he can't play half an hour, fair enough. He can play 10, bring him on for 10, yeah? If you're going to actually use him. We leave him on the bench, we don't. But we waste a substitution by taking off one central defender, like Fofana, to bring on another central defender. I don't get it. Instead, we got Mudryk on the bench, we don't use him. We got Madueke on the bench, we don't use him. We want to add maybe a little bit going forward. We could have Kukurea to come on. Best? No, we don't do that. So it's absolutely baffling. Then what happens? Yep, lo and behold, 1 minute later after those substitutions, 1 minute later, Everton score. Everton score, and guess where it comes from? It comes from Sims on that right-hand side of the defence where Chalobah had come on for Fofana, skins the defence, Koulibaly blows it, and Kepa really should be doing better there, but to even allow Everton to exploit that space there very easily. The midfield asleep, the defense asleep, but it's this ability, it's this thing, right? And this is where I go back to it now. It's a fallacy that people have in their heads that think, oh no, just park the bus, yeah, it's easy. It's not easy. You need to have the personnel and the spirit and the work rate to be able to execute playing that way for a long period of time in order to protect the result. It's not easy because you're inviting pressure amongst yourselves. You are allowing the opposition to take the ball. Go on, have it. Get through if you can. But you need to have a certainty that they are not getting through, and you need to have a setup and a system in place that makes sure that every single possible avenue is locked off. Locked off. You allow one door to be open, you're ruined. You're ruined. And that is exactly what happened today, twice. So this is where I turn to Graham Potter. You've seen that doing that so early has cost us. You then get bailed out for a penalty. We go 2-1 up, and then you double up on the mistake that you made just 10-15 minutes ago. It's insanity. Absolutely insane. So this is where I turn back to the question that I initially asked yesterday. Have we turned the corner? The answer? No. Clearly, we haven't. Clearly, we've not turned the corner. We've turned the corner maybe in terms of the overall performance on the ball. Yes, we don't look as maybe lethargic. We don't look as dead as we did during those games where we were just throwing games away. But even today, where we looked better than those games in comparison, anything would probably look better than those games, we still throw the result away. And we throw the result away because the substitutions and the setup after conceding is just insanity. Insanity. It's amateur. It's amateur. And then this leads me back to the point about people getting happy about playing Real Madrid. Tactically, do you understand who we're coming up against? We're coming up against Carlo Ancelotti, ladies and gentlemen. Do you understand? These amateur mistakes that we're seeing, which we've done in past games, and they were risky. And we acknowledge that they were risky, but there were oppositions that didn't take the chances that actually came their way. And that's how it managed to pay off, right? And this is where we were. I remember I was saying that, you know what? It's very risky to do that. It's very risky. We're lucky we've actually picked up wins, right? But if you got to start thinking about maybe doing that from minute 75, 80, and then you can think. But again, there's one certainty that you need to have if you're actually going to go defensive. You need to be sure that the system that you have, the plays that you have, are going to cover every single pitch, every single blade of grass that there is to cover on that pitch to make sure no one gets through. No one gets through. You got to be sure. If not, don't bother. If you don't know how to actually truly park a bus, don't bother even bringing the bus. Just leave it away. Yeah? Stick to what works for you. It's too risky. I'm all for parking a bus. I'm absolutely all for it. This is why I appreciate it. It's why I appreciate when you see some managers that decide to, you know what, let's lock it off, right? And then they do, and they do it so effectively, like we used to. That's why I appreciate it, because it's not easy. Everyone used to look at Chelsea and go, oh, boring Chelsea. You guys are anti-football. Yeah? Who got the result? I don't care about what you say. Who got the result? We got the result. So keep it strong. Yeah? Because I understand how difficult it can actually be. Just as the way that it's difficult to be really dynamic and really beautiful in attack and to make it look like you're playing, champagne football, it's just as hard to be able to be effectively, consistently by, let's say, parking a bus and protecting a result week in, week out. Well, not week in, week out, but when you have to. When you've done everything you've needed to do, when you've done all the work that you've needed to do and you're now winning and you want to protect it, to do it effectively and efficiently, it's not easy. Today proves it. Today proves that we haven't got the system in place by Graham Potter to actually defend results properly. We haven't. When we're conceding goals like we did against Everton today, it's not there. It's not there. And it's amateurish. It's absolutely amateurish, especially when you see it happen once and then you see it happen again. It's like, what are you doing? So we've thrown the result away. We've absolutely thrown it away today. And it means that we remain in 10th. We're on point. We're on par with Aston Villa, who are on goal difference behind us. And we've thrown the game away. I was going to come on here and have a little bit of fun at Tottenham and what Antonio Conte said, because he's clearly ready to get sacked now. If you haven't seen what Antonio Conte has said, make sure you go and check it out. It's an absolute bombshell, but it's been eclipsed for me by this. We've just voluntarily given it away. And yeah, now we're going into the international break, and it's just, did we have to end it like this? Now, I feel like a lot of people have been brought back down to earth. And it does answer the ultimate question. Have we turned the corner? No, not yet. Everton, 15th, still fighting for the relegation, are going to feel like they've picked up 3 points today, and we've thrown it away. So where does that leave us? We got one hell of an April to think about. And it's not looking great. Let's just say that it's not looking great. After today, it's not looking great. Let me know your thoughts down below. And I hope I've covered everything that you've wanted me to cover. But yeah, I'm not happy, man. I'm really not happy at the way we've just thrown it away today at the end. Absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, let me know down below how you're feeling. And I will see all of you tomorrow for that video about Mason Mount. Another reality check is due, so I'll see all of you then. Thank you all very much for watching. Hit the subscribe button if you are new. Hit the notification bell to be notified once I've uploaded. Smash the like button if you have enjoyed this, and I will see all of you very, very soon. Have a good one, people. In a bit. Take care and peace.